Trump, his new tariffs, already being ruled as illegal? Aw, poor Bubby. That's fucking crazy that what there was a appeals court saying like, yeah, dog, your fucking shit's fucking illegal. This is the fucking second time he's tried to do this with his tariffs and they were ruled as fucking illegal, right? Like this ain't our first rodeo. This ain't our first go around. It's the second time this has happened. All right, what's the big man got to say for himself? All tariffs are still in effect. Today, a highly partisan appeals court incorrectly said that our tariffs should be removed. So, from what I understand, the justification that he is doing these tariffs under is under the IEEPA. And basically, gives the president the ability to have control over tariff policy if there is a national emergency. I want you to ask yourself this question. Is there a current national emergency that's happening in the United States of America? Conservatives would argue it's over fentanyl and illegal migrants crossing the border, but from what I understand, and this is stuff that Trump touts himself, oh, there's been no illegal migrants coming over the southern border. So it's just like, okay, you're immediately contradicting yourself, which can make you look potentially very incriminating to a court if they have seen any of your fucking press conferences with your talking points, saying like, you claim that there's a national emergency based off of immigration and fentanyl allegedly, yet there's no migrants coming into the country. It's almost as if the purpose is that he just wants to do whatever the fuck he wants to the US economy, even though it's bad, because he barely understands how the economy works. Same dude who failed the fucking casino business is running the fucking goddamn United States economy. Very, very cool. But they know the United States of America will win in the end. If these tariffs ever went away, it would be a total disaster for the country. I don't know, bro. Currently, everything you've been doing has been a fucking complete disaster for the country economically. The US dollar has been plummeting in value. The stock market has shit the bed multiple times. The only reason why it keeps going up is because the stock market is now betting on you to basically always fucking chicken out of a deal. So there's that. So they've been benefiting off of, well, your cowardice, based off of your belligerence. Multiple fucking corporations and conglomerates within the U.S. have been constantly talking about, like, yeah, we've been losing a lot of profit due to the fact that we have been taking the fucking tariffs onto our fucking chin constantly at this point, and we can only do that for so long before we start raising prices. Again, Stellantis, GM, Procter and Gamble, all these multinational fucking conglomerates have been saying like, yeah, we're gonna have to start raising our prices on in the U.S. in order to be able to cover for the fact that we've been suffering a lot of lost profit. So, I don't know, buddy. I think like keeping the fucking tariffs in place has been a total disaster for the country. And let's not even talk about the fact that this is causing stagflation, right? Lowering job numbers and also inflation's going up. Classic sign of a fucking recession. Classic sign. The USA will no longer tolerate enormous trade deficits and unfair tariffs and non-tariff trade barriers imposed by other countries, friend or foe, that undermine our manufacturers, farmers, and everyone else. Trump, I know that you still don't understand how this fucking works, but let me elucidate for you. You want to know the reason why a lot of countries do not buy the dog shit that your fucking country sells? Because it is poorly made, poorly regulated, and nobody wants to buy that shit anyways because they know that they have much better quality products if they buy locally. Why does Europe not want to buy American cars? They're too fucking big for the streets and they have better public transportation systems. Same within fucking Japan. Same within fucking Korea. Same within most fucking places that do not want dog shit American cars. The only, dumbasses that want to buy American cars is us, Canada. Why? Because we're fucking morons who have decided to go along with the exact similar types of infrastructure planning and building of car infrastructure like the United States of America, because I don't know, like, we have no culture besides American culture. But, great. I love this country. I love Canada so much, dude. But yeah, that's why people don't want to buy your fucking dog shit, because they're just not appropriate for the markets that you're trying to sell them in. That's why, dumbass. Also, he still doesn't understand, because he'll say, like, our farmers are suffering a 390% tariff from Canada. And it's just like, okay, the reason why that tariff fucking exists is that is a tariff that goes into place should the US try to flood our markets with American dairy products. We have set a limit saying, hey, we will allow about, let's say, 1,000,000 fucking pounds of American dairy products or American sort of milk or whatever come into our fucking country. Any more than that is subjected to a 390% a tariff rate. And the purpose of that is extremely fucking simple. It is to incentivize the fact that we have our own domestic market for, say, milk and dairy products in particular. Trust me, if you're in Canada, you know exactly what I'm talking about with the consistent, like, Canadian dairy fucking product ads. That shit happens all the time. Trust me, if you know, you fucking know, right? That is to stop the Americans from flooding our market and allowing our dairy products to be able to have competition not only within our own market, but also on the global market as well, to not be completely flooded with American products. That is why. It's so fucking stupid. What's funny is that the big trucks, even foreign trucks like Toyota, are assembled in the US because only the US buys them. Yup, exactly. Like, it's just like, it's such a pervasive sort of, I don't know, just incentive structure, I guess is the correct term. I'm not really sure. It's just like stupid conservative, like, slop propaganda bullshit that has made it such that, like, this is the fucking market that people have to engage with. It's really fucking stupid, man. If allowed to stand, the decision would literally destroy the United States of America. At the start of this Labor Day weekend, we should all remember that tariffs are the best tool to help our workers. Job numbers are down. The dollar has been shitting the bed. The fucking companies are losing profits. Are you sure that tariffs are the best for helping workers? I don't think so, my friend. I don't think so, my dude. And support companies that produce great made-in-America products. So here's the thing. Tariffs do incentivize local manufacturing. The problem is, and I've said this before, the reason is that why just doing the tariffs is stupid is because there is no incentive for those manufacturing sort of hubs to be built back in America. That infrastructure is not in place because it's already been all outsourced at this point. Just doing the tariffs flat out is fucking stupid. It's just inflationary. And the effects of that inflationary pressure from the tariffs is starting to show itself. Not to mention, since, like, I don't know, again, Trump likes to think that this is, like, factorial for some reason, where he is the cryptid engineer and he just plops down an oil refinery and, like, a random fucking like sets of assembly machines, and then all of a sudden, we have factory now. We can now start producing goods. And it's just like, it's not how that works. Just not how that works. Like, let's just to simply put, that's just not how that works. Very fucking stupid. Yeah, he thinks he can just, like, forehead flatten cliffs or forehead just plop down thing, then all of a sudden, oh, well, there we go. We have fucking factory to do the thing. That's not how that works. There's a lot of regulations and planning that needs to be put forward before you just do these fucking tariffs. And also, the type of economy that the United States has now does not fucking support base manufacturing, right? It's stupid. Like, I don't need, like, the United States has moved very far away from being an export manufacturing economy. But again, his stupid 80-year-old brain is, like, stuck in the 1950s, back when he saw that was America's fucking golden age. It's like America's golden age was a result of a lot of other factors besides that, my dude. Not because America was a manufacturing hub. It's fucking nonsense, dude. For many years, tariffs were allowed to be used against us by uncaring and unwise politicians. Now, with the help of the United States Supreme Court,
We will use them to the benefit of our nation and make America rich, strong, and powerful again. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
Nah, it's not gonna fucking happen. I mean, if this ends up going to the Supreme Court after it gets fucking appealed. Wait, no, it was an appeal court that shut this shit down. A federal appeals court. Oh, right. This is based off of the fucking initial appeal. No, not the initial, never mind. Yeah, he did an appeal on the initial tariffs that were also ruled as illegal from the a different federal court, I believe within New York, where they said like, yeah, this is just illegal. You can't do this. And it was 3 different judges, one of whom he fucking appointed, and the other one was a Reaganite, and one was from Obama. So it's just like, well, that's a pretty diverse cast of judges saying like, yeah, you're just wrong. You can't do this. This is fucking stupid. So he can't claim that they're all fucking leftist judges because they're the exact fucking opposite. Yeah, it's complete utter nonsense. So I guess he's just this is an appeal for the current round of tariffs that he's trying to implement because I don't know, stupid dumbass idiot, because it's just gonna be going through the fucking courts at this moment. I would be surprised. Like, I don't know even know what the current status of the first initial appeal that he's trying to do is currently. I'm gonna assume that it's. I don't think it's gonna go anywhere because I don't think Trump has any basis for this at all. But if it goes through the fucking appeals court, then it goes up to the Supreme Court, and who knows how exactly they could fucking rule there. I mean, they're sympathetic to Trump's position, so they may rule them as fucking lawful, even though they're not, which is completely stupid. But what do we have here? Trump tariff case likely head to the Supreme Court. U.S. Appeals Court finds Trump tariffs unlawful, setting up a likely Supreme Court showdown. The U.S. Federal Appeals Court ruled on Friday that many of the U.S. President's Donald Trump's tariffs are illegal, but it allowed for some levies to remain in place, as the case likely makes its way to the Supreme Court. The United States Court of Appeals in the Federal Circuit found that the Liberation Day tariffs and his fentanyl-related duties exceeded the powers of the national security statute he used to impose the levies. Yeah, because, again, like, the justification that he's using tariffs on specifically Canada is that there's a bunch of fentanyl coming through Canada into the United States of America, when it's only, like, 0.2% of the fucking fentanyl in the United States. Most of it's coming from the fucking southern border. It's just really fucking stupid. It's complete nonsense. It seems like unlikely that Congress intended to grant the president unlimited authority to impose tariffs, the judges wrote in a 7-4 ruling. Again, like, tariffs are imposed by Congress, not the president. But he's trying to use it through the IEEPA Act, or not, yeah, the IEEPA, and trying to justify that he's doing this because there's a national emergency when that's just not the fucking case. Yes, also China as well. Yeah, that's right, boy meets Vinny. The statute neither mentions tariffs nor has procedural safeguards that contain clear limits on the president's power to impose tariffs. The president, in a social media post, said, "All tariffs are still in effect." Not the case. And the court called the court highly partisan. Very, very, very epic. And these are the same fucking things that he said in the fucking post. The Liberty Justice Center, which represented some of the businesses fighting the duties, said in a post on social media that the president cannot impose tariffs on his own, which is true. It's really funny how there are business representatives who are fighting the fucking tariffs. I mean, because the people who are going to suffer the most from this is going to be mostly small businesses. Like, large corporations can take it on the chin, although they're not going to be very fucking happy about it, which may not ingratiate them to Trump's sort of side, I suppose, because, again, like, the initial gamble that a lot of these, like, companies were doing was just like, like, who knows if he's really going to go through with any of this stuff. Yeah, we'll just wait and see what happens. And he's just joking, right? He's just joking. It's just all a meme. And it's just like, oh, it was not a meme. Troll despair. Oh, fuck, dude. I guess we're kind of cooked. Wallahi, we're fucking cooked, bros. And it's just like, why did you people think that this was going to be a joke? Like, he's a dumbass with his brain fucking leaking out of his ears. Did you really think that this was going to be a joke? It's so fucking stupid. Shira Schindlin, a former U.S. District Court judge, told CBC News that the tariffs issue is just the latest example of Trump trying to extend and flex his executive power. Thank you, President Obama, for consolidating and solidifying the executive to have more and more fucking power for this complete utter moron to just, like, abuse it as he wanted. Him and Bush. Obama and fucking Bush are the two main people to blame for this shit. Very, very cool. This is yet another separation of powers issue that we're hearing over and over again with this president. He is doing things that Congress should be doing. She predicts the Supreme Court will take on the case, but declined to speculate on how they'd rule, only noting the Supreme Court has been very deferential to this theory called the unitary executive, which means the president has the broadest of powers to do what he thinks is in the nation's interest. Yeah, unitary executive theory is basically, like, if we want to fucking summarize it, some, like, schizo shit from the Heritage Foundation saying, like, so the president can just effectively be a dictator and just do, like, whatever the fuck he wants, that's just not the fucking case. So here's the IEEPA, the thing that he's using to justify a lot of the tariffs. Trump used the International Economic Emergencies Powers Act of 1977 to hit nearly every country with tariffs. The act, usually referred to by the acronym IEEPA, is a national security statute that gives the U.S. president authority to control economic transactions after declaring an emergency, which he did over fucking fentanyl, which is really fucking stupid. But I don't know. It's just like, it's like the most flimsiest of fucking excuses on the fucking planet, dude. Oh yeah, 1000%, Alex, but they're never gonna fucking do that. They think that the sacredness of the courts must be preserved at all costs. They're never gonna do it. They're complete cowards. IEEPA doesn't mention the word tariff in the U.S. Constitution, gives power over taxes and tariffs to Congress. The senator said IEEPA does not give him unlimited unilateral tariff authority, but, you know, whatever. Doesn't fucking matter. Like, he's just gonna do it anyways because he's an idiot. White House spokesperson, Kush Desai? Sure. Said in a statement to the Canadian press that President Trump lawfully exercised the tariff powers granted him by Congress. Except Congress didn't grant him any tariff powers in particular. So fucking stupid. President's tariff remains in effect, and we look forward to the ultimate victory on this matter. I don't think so, because you're just doing a bunch of illegal shit. Waiting game for Canada. Yeah, obviously, well, you know, a Canadian outlet, Canadian bias, as expected, you know, but, like, it's really fucking stupid. Like, he's gonna claim, again, that it's gonna be about fucking restoration of the American manufacturing sector, even though it's going to do, like, literally the exact opposite. It's, like, the dumbest fucking shit on the planet. And yeah, we've gotten an increase of tariffs to about 35%. It's just fucking stupid. Like, Trump, I don't think, like, you guys have a really good lumber sort of industry within the United States of America, unless you want to start cutting out forests within national parks, which is federal fucking land, and give, like, rights to logging companies to do that shit. So, you know, I don't know, I guess Teddy Roosevelt's just, like, rolling in his fucking grave, for lack of a better term. I don't know. Like, what else is there really to say besides he's just a fucking belligerent moron who still doesn't understand how fucking tariffs and the economy work? Like, it's just so fucking ridiculous and silly that we still have to deal with the consequences of a dude who has had 6 failed fucking businesses and is just trying to do everything possible to micromanage the economy as much as possible. Hey, conservatives, whatever happened to the free market? What happened to the free hand of the economy, of the market being able to dictate itself? What happened? We have, like, this complete utter belligerent moron trying to do, like, whatever bureaucratic nonsense possible to have full control of the economy under himself. What happened? But as expected, like, the hypocrisy's not gonna fucking dawn on these people because they don't actually fundamentally care. Like, there's no standards with any of these people. They don't give a shit about any of this stuff. So, I mean, like, what else is there really to say besides Trump's an idiot, he doesn't understand how the economy works, and we all have to deal with the fucking consequences that this complete, utter, belligerent moron is pulling the levers of the world's most powerful fucking economy in the world, and, well, seemingly he has no fucking idea what he's doing. So, that's great, fantastic, very good that we have to deal with the consequences of a dude who whose brain is stuck in like the 1880s with a 1950s economic mindset, thinking that like tariffs are a thing that you impose on the enemy nation civ or friend civ in order to just start extracting money from them. It's so fucking stupid. Like, the basics of economic principles just completely go out of the fucking window when it comes to like a stupid moron like Donald Trump. Don't think there's really much else to say besides Trump's an idiot who doesn't know how the economy works. Fucking stupid.